Commanders offense. And hear from Commanders fans your perception of what you've seen from this offense. Last year, everything was great, exciting. Jade Daniels, they're scoring almost 30 points per game. Cliff Kingsbury, you had him on probation after week 1, but after a few weeks,
you loved him.
You were fine with what Cliff Kingsbury was giving you.
I love Jaden.
This year,
well, you got to give some credit to the coaches.
A lot more questions about the offense. Right now, you're looking at an offense that, in terms of points, is averaging 21.8 points per game. That's 22nd in the NFL. In yards, they're middle of the pack. If you want to go specifics, passing yards, they're 198.7 yards per game.
200 yards passing
That's 22nd in the NFL. They are the third ranked rushing team in the NFL at 138.9 yards per game.
Right.
But Al Galdi had an interesting tweet with some kind of analytics numbers, maybe giving Cliff Kingsbury a little more love in terms of EPA per play. They're number 11, yards per play. They're 12th.
You should slow that down. That's expected points.
Expected points added.
Right.
In third down efficiency, they're 13th. In fourth down, they're 10th. In red zone efficiency, they're 2nd. So there are some things pointing to some good signs. I can lead off. I have no problem with Cliff Kingsbury.
Third, I guess.
They've had a backup quarterback for the majority.
Yeah, I mean, there are reasons that the points per game are down, the yards per game are down in the passing category. There are reasons for it.
Yeah, not only has Marcus Mariota been the starting quarterback for the majority of the games and on the field for more than Jane Daniels, Terry McLaurin has been on the field for a fraction of the snaps this year.
Prior to last week's game, that Jaden had like 30 snaps with his top 3 receivers.
Right.
Like 30.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just nothing.
I don't need to go beyond to like Noah Brown and, McCaffrey being out and all the other injuries. Just keep it simple. Jaden has been in less than half, and McLaurin has been probably 3/4 of the games has been out.
And
by the way, Eckler was a huge loss,
right?
Just because he was your one RB who could really be effective in the passing game.
And they're playing Mariota and embracing his rushing. He's rushing for 6.7 yards per carry.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a problem with Cliff, but maybe some people differ. 1-800-636-1067. I'm not in love with Cliff. I don't think he's like God's gift to offensive coordinators.
I mean,
I'd rather have Ben Johnson.
I think we'd be just as good with Ben Johnson. We'd be just as good with Mike McDaniel. We'd be just as good with maybe Todd Monken or I don't know. You name the guy.
I mean, some of those guys might be coming available this coaching cycle. I mean, Mike McDaniel, even though the Dolphins have been better of late, I think they've won 4 or 5. He might not survive. We'll have to see how the rest of the season goes. But
you don't think Joe Brady could coordinate this offense? Liam Cohen? I mean, he's head coach. I'm just saying.
I'm sure guys could do it, but if you give them a backup quarterback for the majority of the year, and you're down your number 1 receiver, and 2 of your top 3 receivers, and a 35-year-old tight end, and a RB who's been out for the entire year, who was your
I think they would have
pass catcher,
similar results.
But
I just don't. Yeah, I still think.
Yeah,
I think he's done a pretty good job with the hand that he's been dealt.
Yeah,
he's been dealt a pretty crappy hand.
I haven't felt like the coaching has held them back. I've felt like the lack of players has held them back.
I think that's the primary factor.
And I was encouraged this week. You harped on it a lot. They got McLaurin back, and it looked like the offense came to life a little bit. It was a big difference.
Completely different team.
It opens up things underneath for Debo. Like we saw Debo struggling in some of those games without Terry. Well, that's because there's no deep threat allowing, softening up the back part of the defense.
And that was against a really good defense. And I think you got to be encouraged too. When you gave the PFF grades earlier, you mentioned Josh Connerly being one of the top guys and Tunsil being one of the top guys. Well, that was against the number 1 sack team. And what'd they finish with, 2?
Yeah. And then Denver.
And Mariota dropped back 50 times.
Yes.
Denver is 4th in the league in points allowed.
Right.
And they went up and, could have put up 30 on them.
And Terry did some of his work against Surtain, who won the Defensive Player of the Year last year. But
I'm sure there's some fans that still are going to blame Kingsbury.
Of course.
I don't think Kingsbury's been awful.
I don't think so either.
He's fine.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's
if you give him better players, the numbers will get better. It's obvious.
Yeah.
I'd say he's an above average offensive coordinator.
I mean, even last year with Jaden there for the entire year and Terry there for an entire year, I mean, they were middle of the pack in passing yards. I mean, they weren't killing it. They were a running
because
team.
they're so good at running the ball.
Right. So you take Jaden out and McLaurin out, of course the number's going to dip. Right?
All right, let's bang a couple of these calls. 800-636-1067 if you want to chime in. I think the biggest indictment I just wish we could have be a little more successful in the passing game. Mm-hmm. The third in rushing, it just feels weird. It doesn't feel that dominant. You haven't been able to take advantage of it.
Marcus Mariota, even at his peak, okay, this is his peak of his career, 2016 with the Titans. He started 15 games. He passed for 3,400 yards, 26 touchdowns, 9 picks. That's peak Marcus Mariota, and that's nearly 10 years ago.
Yeah, he was always more of a manager.
Yeah, you're not going to get that level. So I think what you're getting from him at this point is pretty solid. Right? For a backup quarterback, the production you're getting is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Especially when you compare it to some of the other quarterbacks that had to come in and play.
Some of his decisions,
his mistakes would make me crazy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you saw what he did when they went to Madrid.
Well, he's a backup for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's the reason he doesn't have a starting gig.
As far as a backup goes, he's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could do a lot worse.
All right, let's go to Reggie in DC. Always love hearing from Reggie. Hey, Reggie.
Look at me, Reggie. What's going on, fellas?
Hello,
listen, man.
Look at me, Reggie.
I love Cliff. Now, listen.
You do.
Look how we looked against Seattle. Look how we looked against Detroit with no Terry McLaurin. I guess we could say, Jaden, maybe you say 25%. So maybe we're like 75%, 80% healthy, without the quarterback. And we went up against arguably the best, especially against the pass. They were number 1 in sacks. We threw 50 times with Marcus Mariota. And y'all being nice. Marcus Mariota over the last 4 or 5 seasons was awful. So Cliff was literally coaching with one hand behind his back. Now you give him at least some outside weapons, right? So now you got and I watched the game. Number 2, Patrick Surtain was on Terry McLaurin every time he was on that field. I watched. Because remember, Terry I guess he was on like a little pitch count or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Surtain was on him every play, and Terry was making plays. So guess what? Now the Noah role was Trey Burks. He made a play. Now you got Debo. And then guess who now was really benefited? Zach Ertz. 10 catches. Dropped a couple. But, man, every time you needed kind of a play, it was Zach Ertz. So it looked similarly to last year. You cannot, there's no fan that could legitimately blame Cliff with the hand he was dealt this year. Now, again,
I can't hear you, Reggie.
We lost Reggie there. I thought he made some good points.
Yeah, there he is.
Come on now. I'm optimistic. And again, it broke my heart that we lost because I just wanted that win so bad because we played so hard. I love to play. But again, it's Marcus Mariota who played well. You can't knock him.
He did. He made some good throws. I mean, think of the throws just in overtime and down the stretch, the long passes to McLaurin, to Debo. He was a solid B. And if he got rid of the interception, you can't get rid of the interception. He probably would have been an A. It just was such a spectacularly bad interception.
It was bad. But even if he completes that 2-point conversion and they get the win, I'd still give him an A for beating Denver. Yeah. Even with the pick. It was a bad pick, but I'd still give him an A for beating Denver.
Phone number is 1-800-636-1067. I did put up as our Junkies poll of the day, brought to you by Surfside. We love Surfside. Use the code JUNKS, JUNKS, at store.statesidevodka.com. You get 25% off select merchandise, including Surfside hoodies, tees, hats, and more. Use that code JUNKS at store.statesidevodka.com. And the question is simple. Are you happy with Cliff Kingsbury's offense?
I mean, I don't think anybody can sit here and realistically say, yeah, Cliff's the reason why they're 3-9. I know that guys like JP and maybe GP have had problems with not being under center enough, and maybe would like to tweak a few things. But I don't think you're saying he sucks and he's the reason why they're where we are.
I don't think anybody wants his head on a platter. Wants him gone after the season.
He's fine.
No, I just think I bought into, like, Ben Johnson when he took over as the head coach of the Bears, he made it a point. Like, you can go to video of him in March. He was like, Caleb hasn't been under center. We're going to get him under center. Mm-hmm. And it's going to help the offense. It's going to help this team. And I think that Washington could benefit from it. And they do it in a very limited way. They're ranked 31st in the league. But when I've seen Jaden do it, he's perfectly capable. I harp on this 1 3rd down that I saw him roll out. Kind of, if you think of like the Shanahan offense where they're constantly doing like fake handoffs and boots, and then there's passes to tight ends, I can see Jaden thriving in that. I just would like them to sprinkle that in more. But I don't think that it's Cliff's fault that the offense has struggled.
No, it's just...
And it's really encouraged by this week because the offense looked pretty good
Cliff
this
an
week.
maybe he'll take your suggestion to heart.
I think he might.
Go look at the commanders.com directory.
Did they go under center more this week? Have you seen stats?
I didn't see stats this week.
Is there a site that tracks that?
I think it would be something. I haven't seen that. I think it would be something more for next year.
All right, let's go to Dave in Raleigh. Hey, Dave. What's up, man? You're on with the Junkies.
In Raleigh.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, JP, I think you brought this up last week. I'm in agreement with you. I think Cliff's done a fine job. I don't think he's the problem, although I would love to see a lot less of these bubble screens. But
yeah, me too.
I think that Jaden, I think it would help Jaden a lot if he went under center more. One, because you have to be on time. You know, those are more timing kind of plays, and so he's not looking at everybody. It'll protect him from himself, in my opinion. He won't be so quick to run or think the pocket is collapsing. And so that, I think, will be number one. And I think he would dominate because he's so elusive that giving him that extra few seconds where the linebackers can't see what he's doing with the ball, I think will really benefit him. I mean, the fact that we're at the bottom of the league in that, when many people think going under center is a value, I think that is a knock on him. I really hope they change that next year, regardless of who the OC is.
What about the idea that
they might?
I think a lot of people think Mariota is better at the sort of the read option, that mesh point than Jaden. Like he seems to make good reads and take off more than Jaden.
He had one really good.
Jaden's pretty solid. I think people are forgetting how effective he was at the RPO game.
He's good, but you just don't want him running as much.
I just remember him taking off more, just like evading a rush or the play break it down, and then just taking off more than the read option stuff.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Jason just said it. I think that makes him run more. I think Jason just said it. I want him running or scrambling when he needs to do that, but I don't. Dude, the guy's he's fragile. He's small. Like we don't want him running designed all the time. I just think that's a bad play.
I hear you. Okay, thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good point.
I can't remember who we asked last week about it. Might have been Baldy, and the point was that you are actually less predictable when you're under center. That you're more predictable when you're in that RPO shotgun situation all the time, even though the RPO is by nature something which is optional, right? You're either holding it yourself or giving it to the running back. I would just sprinkle it in. But I would defend Cliff Kingsbury in that it's not really fair to completely grade him this year when he's had backup quarterback on the field most of the time, his top receiver out most of the time. Then you can sprinkle in all the other guys. Like he hasn't had Noah Brown.
Right.
Recently, McCaffrey's
and
been out.
He's got a weird collection of running backs too. And no Austin Eckler.
I think they're weird, but it's a classic committee.
Certainly.
You know what I mean? There's no breakout player in there, but I think the proof's in the pudding. They've been productive.
True. But they're three pretty mediocre running backs that would have a hard time starting on a lot of teams.
But who cares if you're third in the league in rushing?
No, they've been effective.
Right.
But a lot of that's been carried by the quarterback too. The quarterback adding that in certainly elevates it.
Definitely. Let's go to Zion. Zion, what's up, buddy?
Man, what's going on, man?
Hey, Zion.
What's up?
Are you a Cliff guy?
No, I'm not now. Last year, I feel like Jaden saved him in many situations last year because Jaden is just that great. But when it comes down to his philosophical ways of calling plays, I hate it because we don't run the ball enough. And we got great running backs.
If you want to use them by committee,
push back on that.
But doggone,
I don't see one great running back in that room.
Pound the ball in the short yardage.
Is there a way to see sort of?
You got great running back. Rodriguez and Nichols are great running backs.
Here's a great running back: Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs. Those are great running backs. Christian McCaffrey.
Those guys get 20 touches a game, though. They get their
because they've earned 20 touches a game. There's a reason why those
Gibbs
guys
doesn't get 20
on.
touches a game because Montgomery gets some.
He might get
close to that
with
passing.
Yeah.
As far as
but the leading
goes,
running back on the team statistically, if you combine the two quarterbacks, is the quarterback.
Right. Yes.
It's not a running back; it's a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. As far as the balance goes, that it's pretty balanced. 341 runs to 358 passing attempts.
Right. Just the runs have been more effective than the passes.
Yeah, I mean we average less than 200 yards a game.
Right.
The perception on Cliff was he was this pass happy guy. But I remember Jason saying it before the season last year that the reality is he actually does like to run the football. Yeah. It wasn't just this pass happy spread offense guy. You might say that the offense resembles a college offense. The parts that we don't know, you always hear that coordinators talk to their quarterbacks about what the quarterbacks like to run. Yeah. The part that we don't know is what the quarterback is communicating to that offensive coordinator, saying, this is what I prefer to run.
You're suggesting as far as under center, that kind of thing. You think that it's possible that Jaden has gone to him and said, "Hey, man, I prefer to be in the shotgun."
Well, that's what he's always done.
But isn't it also just a feature of Cliff's offense?
That too. Yeah.
So
it's the feature, and it's what he's most comfortable running.
Look,
I
think they should be under center more. I don't think that's the biggest problem. I think the biggest problem is Jaden hasn't been on the field and Terry McLaurin hasn't been on the field. And once you got Terry on the field, they looked like a better offense.
I'll be honest with you. The quarterback is the most important position on the field. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. Jaden, when he played like he did last year, he's like an MVP candidate, Hall of Famer, whatever. Terry's impact on that game, though, was stunning. Like, it was really stark. It was very obvious not having him.
It wasn't on a pitch down either.
I might even venture to say that the difference between not having him and the difference between Mariota and Jaden was maybe greater when you know what I mean? Like having McLaurin out there versus the difference between Mariota and Jaden. And I think Jaden's the star and Mariota's not. But McLaurin, like our receivers are such duds. They're so far below him.
Bigger chasm at receiver.
Mariota is closer to Jaden than our receivers are to Terry. It's just, he was just a bigger contrast.
Yep.
Yeah, he was good.
1-800-636-1067 is the number.
Yeah, and I thought Debo was going to have a really good year because I figured he'd be healthy.
Been fine.
He's been okay over the last few weeks.
He doesn't look as explosive.
He was good in Madrid, but he was, 7 for 75.
He's lost a burst or something.
He's not going to give you 12 catches for 150.
I don't know what it is. No. He doesn't seem to have a burst that he did earlier.
Yeah.
It's called aging.
I don't know if it's aging or if he's hurt. Is he nursing something?
Probably both.
Well, I'm sure the heel
because
probably...
he didn't get old like in the last 5 weeks. Like he looked pretty spry to start the season, and he just doesn't have that same explosion.
I agree. It's probably mostly the heel.
Yeah, something's going on.
There's no way it's 100%.
Yeah.
1-800-636-1067. Talking about the Commanders' offense. Are you happy with Cliff Kingsbury and what you've seen from this offense this season?